Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome people to episode 222 of Dude and a Monkey. I am one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster, and as ever, I am joined by.
Ian Loring, hello.
This week, we have a double review for you this week with Logan Lucky and the new Netflix original. Kind of, I suppose, yeah. Death Note. We'll also be chatting some peaks. We'll be chatting a little bit of what we've been watching, but neither of us have actually watched that much else, have we, this week?
Was it Thursday we recorded? No, it was Wednesday we recorded.
It was Wednesday, so yeah, and it's only Tuesday, so
yeah.
it's like less than a week.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, a lot of the time it's like we might record on a Sunday, but then not record till the following Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. So it's just it's kind of how it irons out, really, isn't it? I mean, you've had a fucking mental work schedule, and
I've not got a day off now until next Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, that's not good.
I mean, yeah, from tomorrow to Saturday, I'm on 12 hours shifts.
That's fucking rough.
Yeah.
No joke. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's a fucking pain in the ass. But hey ho, it's what it is, isn't it? I'm looking at it now going, do you know what? I'm actually like halfway through the long stretch that I've got, so it's just a fucking home straight for me now.
That's depressing. The world of retail, man.
Exactly. So yeah, it is what it is. But we do have I still think we've got a pretty jam-packed show. Anyway, to be honest, I think there's quite a lot to sort of chat with these films. And then obviously there's quite a lot to chat with peaks. And you know, fuck it, it's not like we never find stuff to talk about, is it?
No, quite. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, that's fun. Sorry, CEX have just sent me an email saying they've been subject to an online security breach. Any payment card information that has been taken was encrypted and has long since expired. We ceased storing customer card details in 2009. Oh, well, that's fun. All right, thanks for that, CEX, you fucking dickheads. Right, that's another.
At least they told you.
Yeah, that's another password you got to change. Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, I think the only reason why they fucking told me is because they knew they'd get shit if they didn't. All right, I'll have to change that password. Anyway,
I think the last time I ordered stuff online from CEX, this was a fair few years ago. It's back when I was still collecting DVDs. And it was kind of like when I was just starting to stop collecting DVDs when CEX came on the scene, which is probably quite good because I'd probably have another sort of few thousand more than I've actually got if I could have got them for like 50p a pop. But I ordered 26. I had that was it. I remember I had a job interview and it had gone frankly fucking terrible. So I'd gone for a coffee afterwards and I cheered myself up. I didn't need the job. I already had an existing job, but I'd gone for this other job because I'd been approached for it. And then I got there and it was terrible. So to sort of cheer myself up, I went and got a coffee from Starbucks and was just sat there with my... I just think it on my phone, actually. And I ordered 26 DVDs.
Fucking hell, how much that cost?
It cost like 18 quid.
Yeah.
Do you know what the worst thing was?
Go on.
9 of them actually turned up. The other 15, the other 17, they didn't have.
What?
They changed this, but what used to happen is you used to order it, and then what they used to do is they used to put everything that they had on their inventory was all stored on one database. So if you had, let's say, the York store had 2 copies of Beverly Hills Cop, for instance, and the Manchester store had 3 copies of it, and the Cardiff store had 1 copy of it, they'd think that they had 6 copies of Beverly Hills Cop. And then if you ordered one and it found out that actually these stores didn't have it, then you just won't get sent it. They just send you an email saying, "Oh, we've not charged you for this, so we apologise, but unfortunately we don't have it." Now, what they do is they have warehouse ones, and then they have some for the stores as well. And so they're all kept on separate inventories. But at the time, that was how it was done. It was all kept on one inventory. So if they didn't have it at the warehouse, they'd go, "Oh, Manchester, you've got a copy of this." And if they went, "Well, we sold it like earlier today," or "No, we don't," it'd be like, "Oh, right, shit, we don't have it. Sorry." And it used to happen loads, apparently. So that's why they ended up changing it.
Yeah, fuck. No, fair enough. That's a really poor way of fucking doing things.
It was a really terrible way of doing things, yeah. So I think I said, just as you cut off, I was asking, is there anything in the wonderful world of film that we should talk about this week? But I think it was the major thing was the sad passing of Tobe Hooper.
Yeah, no, it's what was it, 74? I think it was.
Yeah, so we often say, 74. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, like my family history, I'd be fine if I got there. To be honest,
I'd be happy with that. We don't go to the 40 years. If anything, I'm looking at that and going, "Oh, can I be bothered?"
Yeah, that's a point. No, I mean it's yeah, I mean fuck. Yeah, I mean like if I lived till Lottie was in her 40s, I think I could deal with that.
I could, yeah.
That'd be fine. Fuck, actually, to be honest, I'd maybe beyond that. Anyway, no, I mean fuck. Like Donna's dad's mum is still around, and Donna's dad is like past 60. So that would be all right. I could deal with that. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, no, I mean, so Tobe Hooper again. It's weird, isn't it? Because like the whole kind of like who directed Poltergeist thing had been going around again recently, and
yeah, and the weird thing about that is, it is even Spielberg comes out and says Tobe Hooper directed it.
Yeah, but wasn't there fucking... Oh, Christ. It was like some member of the production like came out like a month or two ago and was just like... Spielberg was there pretty much the entire time, told Hooper just like what to do, and then Hooper basically just parroted it. Which does feel really disrespectful. I mean, fuck, we will never get the answer to that. There is no way. I mean, like, we're just going to have to take Spielberg's word for it, because there is no way he would ever say anything different.
Well, no, Spielberg is way too much also a professional and a good man. Yeah, exactly, absolutely. I don't think he'd ever come out and say. I think if he directed it, he'd have said halfway through, "Look, this isn't working. You shift off, and I'll take over, and we'll just say, that it was a. You can keep your money, and we'll say that it was a group decision, and everyone's leaving as friends, etc." But I think Spielberg has previously said that he did a few, that he was there a lot because he was producing it, and at the time it was one of his early producing movies as well. So I think he said that he was on a lot of the sets for these. I think there was an interview I read where he produced Goonies, didn't he?
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. And he said it's funny how nobody ever says I directed the Goonies, but I was on set as much as I was for Poltergeist, and I did supervise some second unit stuff on that as well. But nobody ever mentions, oh well, he directed the Goonies.
Yeah.
It's just because Tobe Hooper's quite a quiet guy. Would be the best way, or a non-confrontational guy, I suppose.
Yeah, well, no, absolutely. I mean, there's that, and I mean, I suppose it's the fact that Hooper is obviously most known for Texas Chainsaw, and I think people just have a kind of a disconnect between the two that maybe aren't really thinking about his other work, that it just comes out like that. But
or people that haven't actually seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because the whole big thing always about Texas Chainsaw Massacre is it's not actually that graphic. It's a very atmospheric movie.
Yeah, no, I mean it is one of the most intense films ever made. Once it gets going, no, but I mean, also Christ directed one of the great what the fuck sequels of all time.
Yes.
I mean, like it's. it still staggers me that that came from the same guy. And I mean, wasn't it the first of a free picture deal that he had with MGM? So it was that Life Force, and I want to say Invaders from Mars.
I think it was indeed, yeah.
And it's like he must have just been fucking laughing.
Yeah.
I mean, Life Force is this grand, sweeping.
I love Life Force.
Like almost operatic in scale, scuzzy, dirty, little erotic, sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
And yet it's like the production value is insane. And I mean, the score's amazing. I mean, that film is fucking mental.
Yeah.
But then so's TCM too. So's TCM, really. And I mean, he kind of potted about it, but it kind of seems like a lot of horror directors and directors in general, he kind of went off the boil. But and I mean, like, Christ, to be fair, were you there that year at Fright Fest?
I wasn't there that year. No, I did actually meet you at a screening once in Leeds of Funhouse. Actually, it was.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, he looked like he was feeling some effects.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, he was fucking the Fright Fest thing. He just seemed completely out of it. I remember Jamie Graham, the guy from Total Film, who was interviewing him, was like really, really struggling to kind of get anything out of him. It felt like, even though everybody like says he was a lovely guy, just maybe not that way inclined with speaking in public, I suppose. But
yeah, the great introduction he did for Funhouse was fantastic. In the fact that the guy who was running I think it was in the View there, said, Toby Hooper, would you like to introduce Funhouse? And he just went, here's Funhouse. Nice. And the guy went, anything else? He just went, no, Funhouse. And then sat down. And the thing is, he was sat on a chair at the little bit before you hit the screen. He was just sat in a chair, this chair just there. And he sat there for the entire thing of the film just watching it. And I thought, this is brilliant. Because he's just watching his own movie. But he's just sat on just a chair, slightly in shot. Like nobody said, I think you move now.
Yeah, you don't have to actually watch it. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it kind of feels like Who's Next?
Yeah, you're looking at going, oh, it's Carpenter, isn't it?
Oh, fuck, man. I mean,
that's going to be tough to take that.
That's going to be horrible. I mean, horrible, but I mean, like, Craven's gone, Romero's gone, Hooper's gone. It's who else have we actually got left?
That's it.
It is really just Carpenter, and then that's the kind of that's all she wrote for the influential horror people of the 60s and 70s, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Sadly, and that's what the horrible thing is. None of them have really made a good movie in 15 years.
No, I mean, I'm glad that Carpenter's still active. Could it be said that he's like living on his former glories? Sure, but he seems to be having fun doing it.
Fuck it. Yeah, if he was a musician, people wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah,
and he's a musician. So, but what I mean is, there is nobody fucking goes to see Elton John and says, "Hey, play track 7 off your latest record," do they? And he wouldn't expect it. He'll just fucking bash out Saturday Night's Right for Fighting, and that's what people pay to go and see. But for filmmakers, it's different. It's kind of like, right, what are you going to challenge us with as next? And it's like, well, I'm 70 odd years old. I don't think I'm not. Should I still be with it? No, not really.
I mean,
there's that. There's very few filmmakers who are post 60, and Tarantino said this, that he feels like that most filmmakers post 60 lose their edge. There's obvious exceptions, but most of them do, and you don't want to be a shadow of your former self.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, isn't Carpenter? He's doing anthologies next, isn't he? Which is like or anthology, which is just re-recordings of his classic themes, and then he's touring that.
Why not? And do you know what? I'd happily go and see him again.
Yeah, so would I. Hope in a better venue.
Yes.
But yeah.
But I'd still go again. But yeah, there's that. I think I might actually go back and rewatch The Ward because I'm not sure whether or not I was a little bit too harsh on that.
Fuck, man. I don't think. Well, yeah. I mean, okay, fine. I probably will at some point. But yeah, I mean, fuck. If we're talking latter Carpenter, maybe not latter day Carpenter, because this film was like 20 years old. But In the Mouth of Madness seems like his last, like, essential film.
Yeah.
I have a penchant for Ghosts of Mars.
I enjoy watching Ghosts of Mars, is what I will say on that one.
Yeah, like it. Yeah, I don't know. Well, fuck, man. The point is though, he still seems active, and he doesn't feel like he's winding down.
No.
Like from a life point of view, maybe from a filmmaking point of view, but yeah. I don't know. I mean. Obviously he doesn't want to and he likes his video games and stuff, but it would be nice if I don't know, if he was cool with doing more looks at his former work. And it doesn't seem like Carpenter goes out to do Q&As or intros of his films all that often.
No, but it would be nice because the thing is there's some fucking stories behind those movies.
Yeah, quite. I don't know. It kind of feels like Kurt Russell is very up for doing that kind of thing. But
can you imagine that just a night? Can you imagine how quickly, if you put that on at the Odeon the View in Leicester Square, the big screen, and you put on a night where they show The Thing, Escape from New York, and Big Trouble in Little China, start in like, the middle of the day and run it through, and before the last movie, which is either The Thing or Escape from New York, they have a Q&A with Kurt Russell and John Carpenter. Can you imagine how fucking quick that'd sell out?
Oh god, that would be insane. That would be insane.
I would if I couldn't get a ticket, I would stab someone in a queue for it.
I'm not going to say I would do that.
Yes, I'm going to use this now, and I'm going to use that in court and say, would I be fucking stupid enough to actually say it and then do it?
And it would be like, well, that's the perfect. And then it would be, and then it would actually be, it would turn out it would be me.
Yeah.
It was the perfect cover. My co-host was the one who said he'd do it.
Yeah.
You
do it wearing a mask on my face.
Yeah, straight up. Anyway, that was weird.
Yes. Have you seen any trailers this week? Because I don't think I have.
I'd like to discuss briefly the 4K Apple TV thing.
Yes.
So, a report came out today from the Wall Street Journal, today as we record this, saying that Apple is having issues with movie studios agreeing on a price point for 4K films on Apple TV. So, Apple is rumoured to be having an event on 2 weeks today, September the 12th, in which they're going to announce the new iPhones, the new Apple Watch, and the new Apple TV. We know there's a 4K HDR compatible Apple TV coming, about time. And I mean, like the Apple TV of now, which is nearly 2 years old, was almost out of date the minute it came out. It was being sold on its Siri functionality, but there were already 4K capable boxes out there. However,
it's a heck of a piece of kit, though, is what I will say.
No, don't get me wrong. The Apple TV, I love that fucking thing.
Do you know what's insane about that? What is absolutely insane about the Apple TV? I've had it for 2 years, right? Just about 2 years. I've had that. I've charged my remote twice.
Mate, seriously, the remote battery. That is, I mean, I think it. I think it's because it uses low power Bluetooth, and I think it It basically switches off. It switches itself off quite quickly. But yeah, I mean, there's that. The function. I mean, the way it works with my AirPods is great, and apparently the new TV OS, it's not even going to be Bluetooth. It's going to be like how it pairs with my Mac and my iPhone, where like literally I just put them in, and if it kind of detects that you're using the Apple TV, then it just fucking syncs it up to the Apple TV. It'll be fucking amazing. But anyway, so the issue is that Apple want to have new release 4K films for $20, and the studios are saying that's pretty much the same as you pay for an HD film at the moment. Fuck no.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to buy a 4K film on Amazon Video at the moment through my TV, it will cost around about 20 quid. To rent, I think Trainspotting 2, I remember seeing this the other day, on Ultra HD to rent through Amazon, I think is $7.99 or $6.99.
That's a lot for renting.
Yeah, which is a lot, yes. So, at the moment, the most a new release film on Apple on iTunes in HD is $13.99.
Yeah.
You've got some at around $9.99. Fox put theirs out at $9.99. I think Studio Canal do as well. But Paramount and Disney and others $13.99. Warner $13.99. So there's a bit of a difference there. Fox have always been really aggressive. I remember this back in the Blu-ray day of like having their Blu-rays out before DVDs and stuff like that. Fox will always like get on the new tech, like so. They will go like $9.99 new release film. We're fine with that price point if it means you'll go over to streaming. You know, Logan first day it came out $9.99, all the same extras as the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So
and then they actually dropped it a few days earlier as well in the end, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Look, it's ready. Send it.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. I mean, like Lego Batman was out on iTunes 2.5 weeks before it came out on DVD and Blu-ray. So you've got that. So, I suppose the question is, how much would you be prepared to pay for a 4K film on iTunes? Now, I say this now, knowing that when the thing comes out and they're 25 quid, I'll buy them, because I'm a fucking idiot. I think if you were going any more than 20, that really is a piss take. And I mean, Fox, right? If they're saying $9.99 for HD, I think $14.99 for a 4K is fair game.
Yeah, it is. Anything above 15 quid, it's you might as well just not bother. In terms of that, you can't. People are warming more to streaming services, and that's the way that you ingest movies. You pay a subscription service, and that's the way you get it. It's the way you get most things now. You can't then turn around to people and go, oh, by the way, you want this new tech, you want this new, you want this new release of Logan Lucky on 4K. All right, brilliant. There you go. Give us 20 quid. What? Fuck off. Why am I paying you 20 quid for it? It's if you want people to get on fucking board with it, and you want people to funk 280 quid for the Apple TV box, you've got to make it worth the while. Right. And the problem is at the moment is the reason why 4K is having trouble, and it is having trouble getting itself kickstarted. It does seem to. It's been around for a few years now, and it's still having trouble getting around because one, I don't think enough people understand it. And two, there's not enough out there. And there's not enough out there because they're being a little bit greedy with it.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and that's the thing. First off, I think the new Apple TV will be priced the same as the Apple TV is now. I think it will be about 130, 140 quid, which is going to be quite a spicy meatball for a lot of people, considering, you can buy a 4K compatible Amazon thing for less than 100, but, there is the Apple Premium. Now, the thing is, I want my 4K and I want my iTunes Extras. iTunes Extras are fantastic and they're getting better all the time.
Yes.
It's a very, very consumer-friendly move. Also, the interesting thing was, a couple months back, somebody discovered their iTunes Store purchases was listing, for example, Passengers HD 4K HDR instead of just HD, which seems to indicate that unless something has changed, they would give you your previous HD purchases in 4K
if they're available.
If available.
Yeah.
Now if that happened, I have well over 200 films in my iTunes library, and I know they're not all going to get 4K. I know they're not. But given a lot of the content I've got, I think a lot of them would.
Would you put it past iTunes, though, to the next time you go, let's say it does come out, the whole 4K thing does come out, and the next time you go to watch, I don't know, let's say Interstellar, if that's got a 4K, which I don't know if it does, but picking that film out randomly, and it said, would you like to upgrade to 4K version of Interstellar for $4.99?
I wouldn't put it past them, and I would rather that than you've got to buy it again.
Yes, that it is fine. They should just fucking give you the fucking thing, but they won't. And actually, even rephrasing that, they probably shouldn't. Why should they? But if they offer it an under $5 premium to just upgrade that version of it, then why not? Yes, 60% of people, I would say 70% of people who have got a 4K box and have got a 4K TV are going to look at that and go, fuck, $5 for that on 4K. Fuck it, yeah. It's if you saw it in Sainsbury's for a $5, would you buy it? Yeah.
That's exactly it. The thing is, if they did something like that and it was like, how could they justify? I don't know how they could justify double the price of HD to 4K. To fucking idiots like me, I would probably pay that for certain films, but for most consumers out there, right? Apple have got a 4K box. It costs 130 quid, and then Logan HD a tenner, 4K 20 quid. Fuck off.
Yeah.
That's exactly what will happen.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
What will happen?
There is. Fuck. I remember I wouldn't pay $19.99 for a Blu-ray or a DVD.
No, I mean that's the thing. I mean it's difficult because 4K discs are around 20-25 quid,
which is why the sales are slow.
Yeah,
you put them at a tenner, or if you put them at a tenner, they'd sell a shitload more. Also, the other bit is, I still maintain it. People don't get 4K. People like me and you get 4K. I'm still not massive. I still have to do it. I was saying to Ian the other day, I nearly bought a 4K TV, and the reason why I didn't was I looked at it and thought, but hang on a minute. Is it a decent 4K TV? I need to do some serious fucking research, and I don't think that's going to be that price by the time I finish doing my research.
You hit me up with that shit, I'll fucking...
That's what I do. I very nearly took a picture and went, this is the spec, this is the one it is, is it any fucking good? And that's it. I'd hit you up on that because you know a lot more about it than me. But it's just, I've had conversations with people about 4K, and like general sort of people talking about 4K, and they're going, yeah, well, I've got a 4K TV, but when I'm watching movies on Sky, it doesn't look that different. Like, oh, have you got Sky Q? No. It's like, wait, 4K TV, fucking hell, 4K TV just doesn't play 4K. You have to watch a fucking Ultra HD channel. I think that they haven't quite explained it and gone, oh, it's 4K TV, but it has to have this bit on it as well.
Well, I mean that's it. I mean, like the fact that even if you've got a 4K TV, you still have to have a subscription to Netflix that allows 4K content.
Yeah, or a subscription to your satellite provider that provides 4K content.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon are the only ones that will give you the 4K for nothing extra.
Do they?
Yeah.
Fuck, they are going aggressive as fuck against Netflix, aren't they?
But they've got like no 4K films to stream. Shitloads of TV. Fucking shitloads of TV. No films. At least with Netflix, they've got an expanding library. You know, Death Note was in HDR. You know, so
that's weird. That would suggest though that they're looking at it going. Is that because they're looking at, because they'll look at metrics to see how well 4Ks are selling? Are they looking at it going, well, they're not selling, so why should we bother freeing up space for it?
Well, I think it's because Netflix will charge premium for it. That's it. It's like I pay an extra couple of quid a month because I want that shit in 4K. Like they are going to be mixing their stuff in Dolby Atmos soon. You know, and it's like at some point I will have a Dolby Atmos capable system. So it's shit like that as well. Whereas Amazon, I'm not going to say it's a race to the bottom, but I think they probably know that 4K is not a big thing for a lot of people, but for some people it is a thing that will make them have Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, you can rent 4K films. Weirdly, only Sony ones. It seems like Sony have really embraced it, but fuck all others. Even though I imagine once iTunes come out with 4K stuff, you'll see that change. Yeah. But it's weird because I still want to, like, even though I'm not owning the films technically, it's like I have the license to watch them. I still want to have that that weird, sounds like a fucking oxymoron, but that digital permanence. I don't want to only have the option of renting.
It's the collectors in it. It's the collectors in us.
Yeah.
You know, we went from collecting VHS, and then we collected DVDs, and then we collected Blu-rays, and now we're collecting digital movies. You know, it's a film. It's part of being a film fan. Is that collection thing? Is that I want to own that. You know, not every film fan has it. It doesn't make you a better film fan or anything like that. That's not what I'm meaning. But it is. There's a collector's kind of thing to it, and it's a vice. It's a hobby. It's that thing. That's why we do it. It's the same thing as people who collect guitars. Do you need 17 guitars? Probably fucking not. But fucking tell someone that when they're spending 1,300 quid on a new Epiphone.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I do not go out all that often. I'm not like, you know, I maybe like a night out every 2 or 3 months or something like that. But I'll buy a shitload of films.
That's it. I don't drink that much. I don't go out that much. I don't smoke, and I get all my clothes pretty much for fucking free. So I have very few vices. My vices are films and food. So, and I'm trying to cut down my fucking food bill at the moment. So it's that. When I look at it and go, holy shit, what did I buy the other day? Blood Diamond, for instance. Fucking hell, Blood Diamond's $3.99. Bang, having it. Why not?
Nice. I mean, that's the thing. But I mean, like the whole fucking uncertainty at the moment is basically. Man, I said to you a couple of weeks back, like I'm just going to stop buying stuff on iTunes. And I have. Until they fucking come out and say what they're bloody doing, I like, because it's like, right, I pick up Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 for $13.99. I'm happy to pay $13.99. If in 2 weeks' time they say, right, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, it's going to be day one 4K on iTunes, but you're going to have to buy it again.
Yeah.
It's like, right, okay.
Kick yourself.
Right, I may as well. I'm not that desperate to watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 again. I'm looking forward to watching it again, don't get me wrong. I'm not chomping at the bit. Like Kong Skull Island, actually, do you know what? I had the 4K Blu-ray of that, so I've had a rewatch of that. But, I'm trying to think of other examples now. But, what's been out recently? There's been stuff out. Ghost in the Shell. You know, like, I'm looking forward to rewatching Ghost in the Shell. There's a 4K blue of that. I know that fucker's going to be on 4K in iTunes. I'm not going to pay $13.99, and then it's like, right, okay, 4K, you're going to have to pay a separate 20 quid. I'd rather just pay the 20 quid for Guardians, 20 quid for Ghost in the Shell, have them in 4K, and know, right, that's going to be it for... That's going to be the last copy of that I'm going to need for a while.
Yeah.
You know, and I need that uncertainty blowing away. Like, and I've been getting the fucking itch to buy shit on iTunes, you know, like... I've scratched it slightly. I rented Kez today, and I rented L. You know, because L was $1.99 rental of the day of the week. Fuck, man. And also, please tell me when 4K comes out, they'll have like a $4.99 rental of the week or something in 4K on iTunes.
What they should do, drop fucking rentals of standard films down, HD films down at $2.99 and do $4.99 rentals of 4K.
Yeah,
that fiver is a sticking point. It's a sticking point price point. That I think. I think people look at that and go, I don't think I'm gonna go over a fiver.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. You know, obviously, I mean the event is 2 weeks today, so I suppose we don't have that long to find out now. But fuck, man, I need it sooner than November. It was November that the Apple TV came out last time round. I need that thing sooner than November, but I don't think it's going to happen because you're going to have the phone in September. I think the watch is probably going to be October, and then they're going to do the TV in November.
Probably.
Fuck, man. Even if I can start pre-buying stuff.
Well, once they announce it, would you be surprised if you can start pre-buying it?
Well, the thing is as well, because like the iPhone 8, given what I'm desperate for a Wii, but just a sec. I don't know why I'm saying just a sec to you, like you're the one who's desperate for a Wii. I'm telling my bladder, just a sec. Just
I do actually need to pee as well, so we'll take a pee break in a second.
Okay, but if like most other phones at the moment, the iPhone 8 is gonna do HDR. Like HDR video. If the iPhone 8 does HDR video, they're going to want HDR content on day of launch.
Yeah.
Which means that you'll probably be able to start buying HDR films pretty much straight away. That'll do for me. If that means for a couple of months I get to see high dynamic range content on my phone, great.
What I will put it there is if they're going to make a big deal of having 4K and having HDR content, I think they'll release the TV box earlier.
Oh, that'd be lovely. That would be lovely.
Because last time they released the TV box, there was nothing really to go with it. It was just a new Apple TV. They released it just to release a new Apple TV. And don't get me wrong, I fucking love my Apple TV. I think it's fantastic. And I will happily buy... The weird thing is, the Apple 4K TV, Apple TV 4K, will probably tip me over to getting a 4K TV. Because... I'm looking at going, right now, if I've got a 4K TV, I'd have to buy a 4K player, and I don't want to. Or I'd have to upgrade to Sky Q and start paying an extra amount for watching, essentially, football and the odd film in 4K. And I don't want to pay more for Sky. I want to pay less, if anything. And do I really need to see football looking that much fucking better? No, I don't. I don't need to be able to pick out the bubbles in the individual sweat beads of Sadio Mane when he's running. I don't. My other bit is I can't see that fucking well, so it just makes things look HD to me.
I need the fucking studs of that fucking Watford guy, Brittas, yes. Was that his name? I need those studs in 4K UHD, man. I need to see them crack into that leg. That was fucking horrific, by the way, but yeah.
Fucking nasty one. And just to say, there will be a Damn You Football release this weekend. I was waiting till the end of the transfer window so I can incorporate all that into it.
Very good. Right, just to say, before we take a pee break, before getting on to trailers, even though we're a good 50 minutes into the show. Well, actually, hang on. No, 37 minutes I've got this recording at. So, right, so... A poll. How much would you pay for a new release 4K film? The winner was same as HD, 45%.
which is what I voted for.
Nice. Second, fucking nothing idiot. 40%. So, there's a lot of people who just will not buy 4K films, whether because they don't want to buy films or because they're physical media. I would imagine our audience probably lower, but who knows? 15% said a 5 or more than HD, which is about where I'm at. And 0% a 10 or more than HD. Fair play. Well, that's what the studios want you to do. But yeah, fair enough. So that was 20 votes. So thank you to the 20. Right, we'll take some... no, you're steering the ship, sorry.
Yes, I am. We're going to take a quick pee break, but we won't leave you just listening to silence. We'll be back to chat, maybe trailers, but like I say, I haven't watched any.
I've got a few, but yeah,
cool.
We'll be back.
I might have seen those and just forgotten I'd watched them, just to point that out. So we'll be back in literally a nanosecond for you guys and about a minute for us.
Okay, trailers, a few. So, Killing Gunther.
Yeah, I just watched the trailer for that.
Yeah, it's weird how Schwarzenegger just doesn't do anything that actually comes out in cinemas anymore.
And he's happy to do it.
Yeah, fair play to him. I don't know, looks alright.
Yeah, I'll happily watch it.
I like how lively Schwarzenegger appears to be in it, so, why not? It's I think it's directed by a Saturday Night Live person.
Yes.
So, yeah, we'll see. What do you think?
I'll watch it. I'll happily watch it, yeah. It looks, it looks fun.
Nice. Borg McEnroe.
I've seen the trailer for this, yeah.
Okay, so the first of 2 tennis rivalry films this year. I was kind of surprised how much of it did not focus on LaBeouf. It doesn't appear to really be his story.
No.
But yeah, I like the recreation of shitty-looking Wimbledon surface, like the kind of the brown grass.
Yeah.
That feels authentic. Yeah, I'll watch this.
I'll watch it. It looks fucking interesting.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I think its point in the release calendar looks kind of interesting. Like, it's not going to be playing London Film Festival because it's coming out before that, and Battle of the Sexes gets a gala screening there. So I don't know whether that says anything about the quality of the film or just the marketing. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's yeah. I don't know. It looks like a good character piece.
Yeah.
Just about Bjorn Borg and almost kind of like a robotic dedication to his cause. Or yeah, we'll see. And also, I'm stunned I haven't seen the first one of these yet. But Boo 2, A Medea Halloween.
Yeah, I haven't seen the first one yet, and I'm stunned that I haven't watched it yet. I think I'm kind of waiting for Halloween to roll back round.
Yeah, same.
Because I actually quite like the trailer for Boo.
I think the best thing about this trailer, to be fair, is the tagline, "She'll cut a witch," which I don't know. That's a good time.
Perry, man.
That's a good time. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good, to be fair. And actually, the trailer for the first one, I actually seem to remember quite enjoying. So, yeah, the thing is that first one actually made quite a bit of money in the States as well.
Tyler Perry makes money.
Yeah, he does. Fuck, man, is Boo actually like even out over here on iTunes or anything? I'm gonna have to have a look
I think it is. Yeah, I think it might even be on. I think it might even be on one of the. Is it on Netflix or Amazon Prime? I saw it on the other day. I might not. I might be talking nonsense.
Oh, tell me it is. Right, okay. You can rent it on iTunes, so that will be getting done around Halloween.
Yeah, it's not on. It's not on iTunes. It's not on Amazon Prime. I doubt it's on Netflix because I probably would have seen it a million times advertised on things. No, it's not on. What is it?
No, I don't see it.
It must just been that I saw it come up on iTunes then.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll be watching that in October then. It feels like I've got a day trip in October for LFF, so it kind of feels like one I might just rent and watch on the train.
It looks like it could be a fun train watch.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that'll do. Fuck, man, I've got a 4-hour coach ride departing at 6:15 in a few weeks for press screenings as well. I mean,
Oh,
like,
what's that going to
fucking
say?
woe is me and whatnot, but, like, just, fuck. But £11 coach return.
Bad is it?
It's literally, like, 4-hour coach trip one day, 4-hour coach trip the next day, but it's going to cost me 11 quid. It's like...
Thing is, you can just bed down and just watch a film.
Yeah, straight up. I mean, I quite enjoy just like being a fucking dickhead and quite enjoy like just the last 45 minutes, hour or so of that trip, just getting into London and having a look around London streets and shit. Anyway, anyway, I think that was all I had.
I didn't really catch anything. No, I did actually, weirdly, it's a film trailer we've already spoke about, but American Assassin, saw a new trailer for that, and it almost seems like they've recut the trailer to almost get rid of the entire Taylor Kitsch character.
Hang on, which one? Yeah, so this is, I saw a trailer in front of Logan Lucky. Who's Taylor Kitsch in it?
Well, so he is essentially he's the guy that they're hunting down that has previously been trained by Michael Keaton's character, and he's heavily in all the other trailers except
really?
this new trailer.
Oh yeah, he's barely in it at all.
Not a part of it at all.
Oh, that's interesting.
What is interesting is that movie was supposed to be out in May, and then it was supposed to be out in late July, and then it got pushed back to September.
Okay.
That smells of recuts.
That smells of I will never actually go see that in the cinema.
I wouldn't go to see it in the cinema because I think there's other stuff out at the same time. But I'm interested to give it a watch. But it's got Tuesday night Netflix watch written all fucking over it.
Yeah, man, that thing is a Netflix within a year thing if ever there was one.
That'll be on the fucking Netflix by, I would say, April.
Sure, I think that's a shout. I think it's Lionsgate, and they're pretty Netflixy actually. So yeah, I can see that. Cool.
Cool. Oh, it's me isn't it? Whoops, got that. Right, so we'll get into our first main review, which is of Steven Soderbergh's return to filmmaking.
Yeah.
Fucking. I know I've said this the past 2 times reviewed Steven Soderbergh movies, which both times he said were his last movie. But fucking hell, either retire or fucking don't, but stop fucking telling us you are, because nobody believes you. So yes, Steven Soderbergh, he's back to filmmaking, and he's brought along Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, Riley Keough, Daniel Craig, Seth MacFarlane, Hilary Swank, Catherine Waterston, Sebastian Stan, Katie Holmes, and I'm probably forgetting some people along for the ride. And Channing Tatum plays Jimmy Logan. His brother is played by Adam Driver, Clyde Logan, I believe, and they are described as blue-collar workers in West Virginia. Jimmy Logan gets fired from his construction job working at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. He comes up with a plan to rob the Charlotte Motor Speedway on one of their quieter days, but, and we are all spoilers all the time, his plan has to come forward, and they're going to rob it on the busiest day. He has to enlist the help of his one-armed brother and Daniel Craig, who plays Joe Bang. He also brings his sister along for the ride as well, and we'll get into more of the story as we go. Ian, Logan Lucky, what did you think?
Okay, yeah, so Logan Lucky is a fucking weird film to kind of like come back to film with. Like, yeah. What about this did he think, I need to tell this story? You know, like, I need to come back to cinema to tell the story of Logan Lucky. Nothing. There's nothing. It's not a bad film at all. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think it's very, very, very throwaway. But it's a really entertaining time. it just feels like why, and also this fucking mystery bollocks about who is the woman who wrote it. It's his missus. It's Jules Asner.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking say it. Just say it. You know, good on her for fucking feature film debut. She's written a really fun film. Celebrate it. I don't know. It feels like all this fucking stuff with Soderbergh about like is it cinematography by Peter Andrews and editing by Mary Ann Bernard, I think it is, and it's all just like it's him. Just
it's you. He's a bit of a prick, though, isn't he?
Yeah, this is the.
I mean, I'm sure. In fact, no, he is a bit of a prick.
Yeah, you know, and I mean that's it. Just stop being a dick. I don't know. It sounds reductive, but stop.
It's attention seeking of the highest order for me.
Yeah, no, it is. But okay, the film itself. The film is a lot of fun. You know, I like how unselfish Channing Tatum is with his big screen stuff. Even though maybe it could be said that maybe it's because whenever he is a leading man, it doesn't really seem to do anything for him. But I like the fact that you could almost argue this is more Adam Driver and Daniel Craig's film than it is Channing Tatum's. And I don't think that's just like because they've got slightly more showy roles. I think it's because their characters are kind of more interesting as well.
Well, the thing is, the film's called Logan Lucky. So it's about... It's almost a MacGuffin because he's not... Jimmy Logan's not got a thing about this Logan Curse thing, whereas Adam Driver's does. But they've used Channing Tatum to sell it.
Mm. Yeah, quite.
They've used Channing Tatum and they've used Daniel Craig to sell it.
Yeah, no, I mean that's it, and I don't know. I mean, like obviously you're going to sell a film using Channing Tatum for a multiplex audience, but I mean what you've got here is like a higher end Saturday night popcorn film, and nothing more. But that's fine. That's absolutely fine, and I like the film. I slightly scratch my head as to why he came back with this.
Because he never went away.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know, I mean, like, he did The Nick, and, you know, he's been pottering around. I mean, he did Second Unit on Magic Mike XXL and whatnot, you know.
Behind the Candelabra was released in cinemas in certain countries. That's only 4 years ago.
That's a fair point.
There's directors out there who don't bleat on as much as he does, because it's not the first time he's retired either, who don't bleat on as much as he does about that's it, he's done with film, he's done with cinema, cinema's dead to him, and he's moving on, he doesn't want to do it anymore, and then he comes back a few years later. And it's like, just, do you know what? There's been directors who just go that long without making a movie, and they don't make a big song and fucking dance about it.
No, I mean, I thought it was interesting. I mean, Stuart Barr had some at Max Rent had some interesting shit to say on Twitter and Facebook last week about this, which I really agree with. He was talking about that Guardian article that had the headline like. I don't know, making films is like me having sex. It's mainly for me, but if it gives the other participants some pleasure, then great. You know, I'm kind of paraphrasing there, which was a weirdly fucking boneheaded thing to be caught saying, and even if he's joking in the world in which we find ourselves today.
Well, the weird thing about that, just to brief slightly, is that's always been Tarantino's thing. He's always said, I make movies, the way that I make movies is I make movies for me. I make a movie that I would like to watch, and if other people want to watch it, brilliant, fantastic. But the way that I make it is I never look at a movie and go, right, how's the audience going to react to that? I always look at it and go, how am I going to react to that? and hopefully the audience will have a similar or a better reaction than me. And if they don't, then they're not into my type of movies. And I've always kind of admired that. So I have no problem with directors saying things like that. To be honest,
no. But I mean, it was more like the kind of like the right. So that's a really weird sex joke you're making. Then
he's trying to be provocative. I just think that Soderbergh is a very, very smart man, but he's not as smart as he thinks he maybe is.
Yeah, I get the sense he maybe doesn't have his finger on the pulse anymore. Might be a way of putting it. But yeah, no, I mean, like he was saying though that like he kind of wants to do his own thing and he wants to be arty and fuck, you know, if other people don't like it, then fuck it. But one of the big things about Logan Lucky behind the scenes was that he put all the money together himself and he was like, right, I'm dictating the marketing. You know, I'm going to make I'm going to cut the trailer and, you know, the poster designs, they're all going to come through me. I'm going to approve them, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you can't have both, bud. You can't try and make money, but also do something that you want to do and fuck it if it doesn't give other people pleasure.
I saw an interview with him and he was going on about how the film had already made its money back before it had even been released. Because of how well he'd handled the marketing, and it was a completely new way to what is it? And I thought, well,
he's made his money back.
And I thought if I could be bothered now at the time, I'd kind of look into that and research a little bit to see if I could find out how, because that's really fucking interesting.
Well, no, I mean it's just pre-sold rights. You know,
that's it. But that happens with many movies that don't have huge budgets because a lot of your actors have worked for scale.
Well, that's it. I mean, so that this is it. He's got his own distribution company, like the logo at the start, Fingerprint Releasing. That's him, basically. So he's made his money back. Great, and whoever's money he got together to make the film in the first place, great. The people he sold it to will not have made their money back. Exactly. I think it made less than 10 million in the US on opening weekend.
It's made 15.9 so far of a 29 million budget.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So we're basically saying then, like, say, okay, it made its money back, so he sold it for about $30 million. He sold the rights worldwide for about $30 million. Fine. It makes 15 million in the US, which with its NASCAR-themed plot, that is probably its key market. You know, the UK, you know, it will make a few million. I don't think it's going to make any more than that. You know, and it's just, yes, I mean, like France, because it's Soderbergh, it'll probably make some money there. But my point is, I don't think that the companies he sold the rights to, I'd be surprised if they make money, at least on cinema release. Maybe like going down the road, maybe they'll make money back in ancillary markets. But the thing is, when he's saying, oh, it's made its money back, no, you've made your money back.
Yeah.
You know, so, and you may well have lost other people money. So, I don't know, well done? It's yeah, I don't know, it's weird. But, going back to the film. Yeah, but then again, I mean, what is there to the film? I really enjoyed it. Daniel Craig is great. Adam Driver's great. Channing Tatum's decent. Riley Keough's a lot of fun. You know, very spunky. It was good to see Katie Holmes back on screen again, even if it was a pretty small fucking role. And I quite enjoyed Seth MacFarlane. I did.
Fair enough.
You didn't.
Overall, I really enjoyed Logan Lucky. As a film, I think it's a great heist comedy. Like you say, Channing Tatum is very good, but he is standing back and letting other people do the work around him, and he's kind of the spinning middle there. Everybody's bouncing off him. Adam Driver's a lot of fun in it. Daniel Craig is having a fucking blast. I thought Riley Keough was fantastic in it. I thought she was, for me, the best thing in it. It's a lot. It's a lot of fun. I could easily have watched I could have watched a 2.5 hour version of that movie because I enjoyed spending time with those characters. If anything, I think that it is about 2 hours long, isn't it?
Yeah.
If anything, I thought it was a little bit short, but I think part of that is it's got great pacing.
I would slightly disagree with that.
Well, yeah, I see. I was having a lot of fun with it, so I think that's why I felt that.
I thought post heist, it either. I suppose the way of putting it is the third act is either too short or too long.
Can I say what my major issue is with it? I've got two issues with it that are quite big issues, but I need to stress that it didn't stop me from enjoying it. But I was very aware of them while the film was on. It wasn't like I noticed these afterwards. One is, do you think it was really fucking easy for them? They didn't seem to struggle with any of it at all. It seemed really fucking easy.
Well, that's the thing. The problems that they have are almost like problems of their own making. The kind of the bomb bit. He twisted the bag too much.
Yeah.
The Adam Driver getting his arm like sucked into that thing.
That was that they planned that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But I mean, even like I don't know, like when they come across Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird because they say at the beginning, like, because they do say, okay, so we've had to move it to the busiest week of the year, but it doesn't really change anything. And it's like, but you said earlier on there was going to be way less security. Shouldn't there be way more security now?
That's it. It all just seemed really fucking easy. Which kind of brings me to the idea of, I don't think it's a great story. I just think it's being told by somebody who tells those type of stories very, very well.
Well, I mean, I was listening to the Film Junk podcast talking about this. In their spoiler section, they were almost kind of like talking about the thesis that this is basically the time that the curse just doesn't happen. So it's like everything pretty much goes their way.
I have to disagree with that because Channing Tatum doesn't believe in the curse.
Yeah, but Driver does.
Driver does, but Riley Keough doesn't believe in the curse. And actually, Channing Tatum at one point says, "What about Millie? Nothing bad's ever happened to her. So is it her involvement that stops it being the curse or anything like that?" You can't. Right. This is directed by somebody else. Is it getting as good reviews?
Well, I mean, I think the reviews that are coming out are kind of around where we're at, to be fair.
Yeah, they are. They're fair. But I think that the way that we review films is we're a little bit less snippy than a lot of people. But I don't seem to be anybody actually coming out and saying anything bad about it. It's just everyone seems to be saying it's a really solid film, which is fucking true. It is a really solid film.
The thing is, I think it's because there's not that much to it to actually get het up about.
There's really not, is there? And it's a fucking lot of fun. And I think we get a little bit confused with Soderbergh in thinking that he makes hyper kind of fucking serious movies, and he actually doesn't.
Well, no, I mean, he has mixes. He's got his way more lightweight stuff. Oceans, The Informant to an extent. I mean, that's got a serious edge, but it's told in a very lightweight way. Haywire. But then he's also got Traffic, Contagion, Solaris.
It's a weird one. And the weird thing is, I get on more with his fluffy side than I do his serious side.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, I do as well. I mean, I think Solaris has got an awful lot to it, though. That film's great.
I need to rewatch that because when I first watched it on first watch, I didn't get on with it at all.
Fuck, man, it's just like I'll be honest. If I was which version of Solaris would I watch again, it would be the Soderbergh one. And
is that because it's half the time?
In a way, yes, but in a way, not as well. I think the Tarkovsky one it's obviously got shit to say, and it's obviously trying to create a mood. It's just the fact that you really do have to strap yourself in and be ready for it. You've got to be. Even though, then again, you kind of have to be for the Soderbergh one as well. I'm losing my point there, and maybe it is because it's. Well, I don't know. I mean, like the Cliff Martinez score is fucking fantastic as well, and that film visually is really interesting. And I think Natasha McElhone.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce her name? I think she gives one of the great, quietly sad performances of like the last 10, 20 years. I
need to rewatch that. It's only about 95 minutes.
Yeah,
it's like that, isn't it?
It is fucking short, that film.
I need to give that a rewatch.
It's great. It's fucking.
In my brain, it was just. And I might remember it fucking terribly, but I watched it when I was a little bit tired on a DVD rental, and I think it finished now when I didn't need to see that much of fucking George Clooney's ass in fucking soft focus, and I might be completely misremembering it.
Nah, man, Viola Davis is good. Jeremy Davies is good. It's man.
I need to give that fucking a rewatch.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. But yeah, no. So that I suppose Logan Lucky. It's fun. Joe Bang is a blast. I fucking love that character. I like the way as well that you kind of think, because of his look, you think that he's going to be the sly, sneaky, maybe he's going to fuck him over kind of guy. And no,
he's straight on the fucking level. I loved the scene at the end where they're all just kind of talking together.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's almost the weirdly sequel baiting ending as well.
Well, there's an awful lot of talk about a sequel.
That ain't happening.
Oh no, what he hasn't made enough money, but there's an awful lot of talk I've seen about it. So there was clearly an idea to try and get it as a sequel, because that is a sequel.
The thing is, I would watch that. Hilary Swank trying to catch them out. Add Catherine Waterston to the mix. I really liked her in this, by the way.
I really liked her in it. Yeah, I was a little bit. When it started to get to where it was going, I was thinking, is that all we're getting of Catherine Waterston? Because I really enjoyed her in it.
Yeah, quite. I don't know, man. She's
fucking interesting shit.
Yeah, she's got personality. That's the thing. Like I'm quite intrigued to rewatch Alien Covenant, like for her more than the monsters this time. Just to see how she holds up. See, that's fucking just backtracking slightly. Not backtracking, just like kind of going back to the previous topic. Alien Covenant comes out next week on iTunes. $9.99 HD extras. Like a month ago, 2 months ago, yeah, no questions asked. Tenner for that, no problem. Now, well, is it going to be there in 4K? Am I going to have to pay 20 quid for it in 4K in a few months' time? But
the really weird thing is it's slightly mid-tangent and going back to what we're talking about, right? Would I go and pay? Right, if The Handmaid's Tale was released, was released and it had been at View, I'd have paid £13 to go and see it. I won't pay $13.99 to buy it on iTunes. Not paying that. It's too fucking high. If it was $9.99, I'd have it and I'd have watched it already. I'm not paying fucking $13.99 for it. Fuck off.
That's the thing, and if you rent it, you're not going to get the extended edition either. So
exactly, and I'm at that point. I'll wait until it crops up and it's $9.99, and then I'll fucking buy it.
So Artificial Eye, man, they do sales on iTunes quite a lot. You'll get it for cheaper. I know it's split $6.99 this week.
Yes.
Again, it's like I know there's a 4K version of Split, and it's like $6.99 for Split in HD. Yep. If it was 15 quid for a 4K copy, I'd probably just buy that. That's the thing. They'd get £8 more out of me. Anyway, I think we're maybe done on Logan Lucky.
I think we're done on Logan Lucky. I really, really enjoyed it, to be honest. I must admit, for all the criticism I've done of it, I had an absolute blast watching it, and will very much I'm very much looking forward to watching it again. It will be. I could see Logan Lucky being one of those movies that I will watch on a yearly basis.
The thing is, Logan Lucky will completely evaporate from my mind now we're done with this review. But when it pops up on like Netflix or Amazon in 9 months to a year, I'll give it a watch, no problem.
When that comes out for $9.99 on iTunes, I will buy it on day one and watch it.
No, fair enough.
Because I had a fucking great time watching it. It's a fun fucking movie. I love a caper, and it's a caper movie. I love that about it. I love that Sebastian Stan turns up for literally 5 minutes and does nothing.
Oh, mate, solid Dwight Yoakam as well. And
Dwight Yoakam, yeah.
The scene with, oh God, I actually almost forgot to mention this. The scene with the riot demands with Game of Thrones and him having to like look it up on the Google.
Oh, I've looked it up on the Google and it says that the TV series has jumped out of the box. There's nothing I can do about it.
And then they're just like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. No, like that was incredible. Fair play.
Yeah, that is probably that, but that's where there's some clever writing there. It just the high stuff there seems to be just too much.
I mean,
it all happens too easily.
In all fairness, that kind of shit is going to age this film quite badly, but it was a funny scene while it was there.
Yeah. Our audience poll, definitely not shit, 92%.
Yeah, Dan totally was that fucking one person who voted shit.
Yeah. And we kind of love him for it. So yes, shall we chat Peaks or shall we chat Death Note?
Oh, let's do Death Note.
Let's do Death Note.
Yeah.
And then let's do Peaks.
Yeah.
I think it's a good job we've got hardly anything to cover in fucking what we've been watching.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah.
Cool. Death Note is a fancy or a Netflix original, which is based upon a manga series of the same name, and of course was a movie in 2005, I believe. So this one is directed by Adam Wingard and stars Nat Wolff, Lakeith Stanfield, Mike Kelly, and Shea Wiggum. Nat Wolff plays Light Turner, a high school kid whose mother has died previously, and he now lives with his father, Shea Wiggum, who is a police detective. He is clearly very smart, but a little bit reserved, and all of a sudden he comes into the possession of the Death Note, a book where if you write somebody's name into the book, you can also dictate that they will die, and you can say how they will die, and you can also control them for up to 48 hours before they die. The death god of this book is Ryuk, voiced by Willem Dafoe, and I suppose captured by Jason Lies, would you say? Is that how you...
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's how you'd say it. I think we've got to credit both of them in it. He is a death god, and he is the kind of the visual link and almost the guide that Light has within this book. Light decides to share the powers of the book with Mia Sutton, played by Margaret Qualley. I'm saying that fucking enough, Qualley. In there, and they form an alter ego called Kira, who they smite the bad people of the world in a way of trying to lower crime and get rid of all of the wrongdoings in the world. But then things start to take a sinister turn. So, Ian, first of all, have you seen Death Note, the original?
No.
Right, cool. So, Death Note, what did you think?
I wish I liked it more. I do feel for Adam Wingard because he does genuinely seem to be happy with the film that he's made and the amount of shit he's had to take online over the last few days. And fair play, he's not just fucking like backing out and waiting for it to blow over. He's fucking interacting. But I don't know. I mean, like obviously you've seen the original. So speaking as someone who hasn't, it felt rushed. It felt underdeveloped. I think the final act is fucking embarrassing. But and Nat Wolff is the fucking worst.
Doesn't he run funny?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he runs funny. That scream he did when he first saw fucking Ryuk. I don't know what that was. He's got no chemistry with Margaret Qualley whatsoever. Her character is underdeveloped to the point of being quite troubling, to be honest. I like Shea Wiggum. I really liked Willem Dafoe. Obviously, this comes from the anime, but I like the visual concept of Ryuk. I liked the apple fetish that he had. That was great. But again, I'm sure that's from the original.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Wingard's off the boil for me. I didn't hate it. I really liked the synthy score, though I thought some of the needle drops were weird. Like, the fucking one over the ending was just what? And I will ask, as I lead you in, I said to you after I watched it on WhatsApp on Friday night that it felt like it ended halfway through a scene. Did you get what I meant there?
Yes.
I take it the original does not end like that.
No.
Like, literally, I was watching it, waiting for, like, the next shot or what was going to happen, and then it just cuts to credits.
Yeah.
It's a weird fucking film, is Death Note. Yeah, but what do you think, man?
Yes, it's underdeveloped. Massively. Almost to the point where it feels rushed. Or... I think that's just his style, though.
But I mean, fuck, man. Sorry to interject. Kira thing, the way that goes from them thinking about that as a concept, and literally one montage later, the entire world is obsessed with Kira.
Yeah, it's underdeveloped, certainly. Nat Wolff is. There was a film we talked about recently. I think yourself talked about, and you described somebody that's been nowhere near as charismatic as they think they are. Oh,
Ansel Elgort for Baby Driver.
That was it, yeah. That turned up a lot of notches. It's the reaction he has to Ryuk the first time he sees him with the screen thing almost felt a little bit like, hang on a minute, is this version on fucking parody right now? On that, it was he's not great. He's not very good in it. I think Lakeith Stanfield is actually very good as L. Actually, I think he's clearly he's taken a lot of cues from the mangas.
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed him actually. Yeah,
I think he's very good with the. But then the thing is, Beck's talking about it, and there's a lot of things because he's very similar from the little interaction I've had with the manga, and I've got a couple of them. I've read a couple of them. He's taking a lot of cues from there, and I think Wingard is taking a lot of visual cues from there. But what looks good on a static page in something that's drawn doesn't look the same in a scene. So the way he sits is a little weird, and him jamming his hand into a bowl of Smarties / fucking M&Ms, and I'm pouring out of the side of it. It just looks a little bit weird sometimes in film, whereas on a still and on a storyboard, it looks quite different. And so I think that there's maybe a little bit of, I think some of the points that they're trying to get across just don't quite land. I had an okay time with it, is what I would say, but it does feel very insignificant. However, what I will say is I don't think the 2005 Death Note film is a classic. It's certainly, it's not up there with the kind of Asian explosion that we had around that sort of time, around the sort of early to mid noughties. It's certainly not one that you would say this is a fucking classic up there with things like the Park Chan-wook films or even the Bong Joon-ho films or anything like that. It's much more widely regarded as a manga, and the film is a decent enough adaptation of a manga. And there are a lot of people who hold the manga very dear. But I do think that a lot of the animosity, I suppose, that's been directed at Wingard is part of the socio-political kind of climate that we're in at the moment, that has seen, for instance, Ed Skerin give up a role in the new Hellboy movie because he doesn't want to be accused of cultural appropriation. And all power to him, he's taken a very good stand on that, and you can appreciate that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. But I do think that there's a little bit of, well, why does it need to get remade? Well, fucking why doesn't it? Why did it need to get fucking made in the first place from a manga when the manga's there? If they want to remake it and do a US adaptation of it, why the fuck not? And, Wingard, it hasn't landed for him. But I think part of the reason why it hasn't landed is I think Wingard has a certain style that just doesn't land sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just... Oh, fuck, man. There's US remakes of things all the fucking time. I
don't think he's helped by the cast.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's... I think Margaret Qualley is fine. It's just...
She's fine, isn't she? She's not great.
No, I mean...
And if she wasn't as fucking cute as she is, I don't think we'd be saying she was as fine as she is.
Yeah, well, I mean, she wouldn't be cast in this film if she wasn't as cute.
Well, exactly, yeah.
But
it is. There's that. But you're right, there's no chemistry between Nat Wolff and her. No. But is that all Nat Wolff's fault, or is part of that hers?
Well, no, sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. But I couldn't get a read on his character, and I couldn't get a read on hers. And hers is by far worse. It's like she goes... I don't know. It's the whole rushed thing. It's the fact that literally it goes from... It gets the book, like pretty much the next scene later, he's already killed someone. And then the scene after that, he immediately tells her, even though it's made clear at the start that they barely know each other. And then they're...
He does it to kind of show off. But the thing is, that isn't in the original Death Note.
But I mean, there's showing off, and then I got this really fucking creepy book that people fucking die when I write their names in them. And then she's basically like, this is turning me the fuck on. Let's do it, loads.
Which a little bit, I was like, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. If she's getting off on the fact that he can kill people writing their names in a book, fine. And then the minute she realises that she might be able to do it as well, she don't give a shit about him. It is fine.
But then the final act, I didn't know I didn't know who actually loved who. Did either of them love each other? Because they're saying they do, but the fucking things they're doing to each other would seem to say that they positively fucking hate each other.
It's too confused. Because what I think it should have been, and what I think they were going for, was that he loved her, but knew that she didn't love him. She just loved Kira. And so he knows that he would be a more reasonable person to be Kira than she would be.
But I mean, the whole fucking...
But the thing is, the original, the idea of it is, or the original idea of it was that Light got this book and started out with noble intentions, but was corrupted by those noble intentions, and it slowly started to eat away at him, and that's what Elle noticed, and that's why Elle was so intent on going after him. And the other point was Elle's ego was fueling him.
But I mean, the thing is, I quite liked the corruption of Elle's ethics, through Light basically taking the only thing that was ever a constant to him away from him.
Yeah,
I liked that idea, but that almost. The final act, I mean, Elle's not even there for that final confrontation. like on the Ferris wheel, and the whole. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, the whole writing her name in it, and then she snatches it away, and she's like, "How could you?" And he says, "Well, I didn't think you were actually going to take it off me." It was like, in what conceivable world does anyone who says they love the other person put their name in that book?
Exactly.
It's that feels like a 15-year-old goth's interpretation of what love is.
Yeah.
And Adam Wingard, I'm fairly sure is not, and the screenwriters, I'm fairly sure they're not 15-year-old goths. I could be wrong. I'm fairly sure they're not. And it's so disappointing because this guy fucking made The Guest. This guy made The Guest, and now he's made Blair Witch, and now he's made Death Note.
I'm starting to think that for me, The Guest was the fluke.
Yeah, because that's what you weren't big on Your Next, were you? But I
thought it was. I had a very similar experience with Your Next as I did with this, in the fact that I thought it was underwritten, underconceived, but I thought that it was just plain nasty with it.
Okay, no, I mean, fuck. I'm almost worried to rewatch Your Next, but I remember liking it. Another a Horrible Way to Die, I thought was a really interesting film.
His editing process pissed me off. I get that if you got on board with the editing and the shots, that you'd be fine with it. But he even all kind of admitted that the styling of it might put a few people off, and it did put me off. And I didn't get on with that.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that the style of that film putting people off. Fair play. Yeah. But I mean, fuck, man.
But The Guest is fantastic.
The Guest is fantastic, but Blair Witch was just a fucking damp fart in an elevator.
And now I'm really worried because he's directing
Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah.
The thing is,
I'm looking forward to the synth soundtrack to Godzilla vs. Kong.
God, yeah. And the thing is, I mean, like visually, I think he's still got some interesting shit. There's some good visually interesting stuff going on here. I just kind of maybe get a feeling that a lot of it's just inspired by the fucking anime, you know. So I don't know, maybe
it is unfortunately.
Yeah. There you go. You know, so there's that. So I don't know, man. It just fair play to Netflix for giving him the money. There are bits of this film I like, and there are ideas that I like. It's not a film I hate. No. If it's on my worst of the year list, I would actually call that a fairly good year.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as bad as Blair Witch was.
Nope.
But it's the second really disappointing effort from the guy in a row, and I think maybe a change of genre would be the best thing for him now.
Yeah, he's the guy who directed The Guest, so I still hold out hope, but there's a possibility that The Guest was just a bit of a fluke and it was fueled by a fantastic central performance.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see, but I mean, fuck, I'm gonna watch Blair Witch again at some point. It's on Netflix. Like, I just need to fucking work my way up to it. And I know I've mentioned it before. I really want to fucking listen to that commentary track, like where it's like after opening weekend and it did shit.
Yes.
And apparently it's just him and Simon Barrett being really depressed and narky. Like I am morbidly intrigued. I'll probably listen to it for 10 minutes and just fucking shut it off through sheer cringe. But I'm kind of up for that. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's a definitely shit for me.
I'm touching cloth on it.
Oh, fair fucking play. Good for you.
Because I went into it. I watched it last night, and I went into it going, I'm really not feeling this. I wasn't feeling the trailer, and I was worried about how much people had not got on with it, and then I watched it, and it finished, and I thought, do you know what? It's not great. It's not good, but I didn't hate it. And I didn't go, I feel like I fucking wasted my time with that. So I am touching cloth with it. Our audience votes.
Just to say, like on Letterboxd, it was a 2 out of 5 for me. So it was close to a touching cloth.
That's it. I don't think it's quite deserved some of the ferocity of criticism it's had. It's not great, but it's not that fucking bad. Definitely not shit, 28%. Touching cloth, 24%, and shit, 48%. So, yeah, that's not actually that bad. I expected worse for that, to be honest.
So did I.
Yeah, 25 votes as well.
Oh, good shout. That's what having it on Netflix does.
Exactly, yeah. More people will fucking watch it, which means we'll probably get a sequel.
Yeah. We've got that fucking Adam Scott Evil Kid one that I talked about the trailer for only last week.
Yeah.
Out on Thursday, I believe. So
I'll probably watch on the weekend.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it like Friday or something, like on the train. Seems like a good train and treadmill film to me. So.
Yeah. Right. Peaks.
Indeed.
Shall we chat peaks?
Oh.
Right. Twin Peaks, Part 16. Ian said it had, without any hyperbole, the greatest moment in TV. Did you say?
Fuck.
Not the same moment, but
fuck.
Something that happened a few seconds before, and I told Ian this. Genuinely, I'm 34 years old and I'm a miserable cunt. I am very well aware of that. But a musical drop made me actually start crying. Part 16. Remember, we're all spoilers all of the fucking time, but here we go. Dale Cooper came back to us, and it was beautiful.
This series can do anything it wants now. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? All I am doing now is going, no, I want more. I don't want just 2 more fucking episodes. I want you to finish and go, do you know what? We were just tickling your balls. You've got an entire 12-part series of just Dale Cooper after this.
It'd be nice.
It would be beautiful.
I'm glad it came. It came now and not in the final 2-parter.
It was handled with perfection.
Literally, it could not have been better. The way McLaughlin just completely picked it up from where he left off.
Yeah, the way it does, and the fact is that Lynch basically says, for me, what Lynch has done is gone, right, it might be part fucking 16, but this is the moment that Twin Peaks returns, and it's called Twin Peaks The Return. This is the moment it has returned, because Dale Cooper is back. Have this music.
And the music, man. I mean, yeah, it just...
I was enjoying that episode from that moment. I do think it contains another couple of stellar top 5 Twin Peaks moments in the Diane bit when she disappears when they shoot her, and I was like, what the fuck? Him in the car, in the limousine, with Robert Nepper and James Belushi, and him saying, we're not usually welcome at establishments like that, meaning the sheriff's office. And Dale Cooper says, well, you are from now on, because in the brief time I spent with you, I know that you two have hearts of gold. And Belushi's face when he says that is just like, it's magnificent. It was, and then Vedder turned up.
Yeah, man, I just fucking know. I was just imagining you fucking watching that bit.
Yeah, when it turned up and he said, and I thought, fuck, it's Vedder. And Bex just went, this is like they've just picked bits for you now. This is like they're just pitching this at you.
I mean, I do wonder whether between Ed and Norma in the last episode, and then so much stuff in this one, whether Lynch has kind of gone, right, okay, everybody, you've got what you wanted there. Get ready to see some serious shit.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna get fucking weird and it's gonna get fucking dark.
Yeah.
Because the past 2 episodes have, for the most part, been a little bit like. But you know what they've been? They've been Twin Peaks episodes. Because that was it with Twin Peaks. For all the fucking darkness that it had and all of there's some nasty shit in Twin Peaks. There was all... Sorry.
Turn the bedroom light on.
Okay, here's what I found.
Fuck off. Turn the bedroom light on.
Okay, the human being slump 1 is on.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
But it was always peppered and mixed, and actually probably over there was more of that sweetness and that playfulness, and that's what set Twin Peaks apart from other series. Was it could have that fucking that horrible fucking slap round the face, but at the same time the rub of the back and the fucking warm cocoa. That's what made it magnificent.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, it's... Oh, fuck. I am the FBI. It's just like, I don't need to watch any more TV.
Yeah.
You know, I need that. And the way that Cooper was in there all along. You know, and like...
And he's been absorbing bits of it.
Yeah, exactly. And so straight away, it just like he's got a read on absolutely everyone, and he's just been surrounded by really good people.
And he's so Cooper straight away. He doesn't tell them that he's not. What is it? He basically the only people he tells that he isn't Cooper, that he's Cooper, is the Mitchum brothers. But he doesn't tell Jenny. He doesn't tell what's he called?
Oh,
Sonny Jim.
Sonny Jim. I was thinking Bobby Joe, and it's like that's not quite right.
And the fact that he basically says you need to make another. I think the another that they're going to make in the Red Room is going to be Dougie Jones.
Yeah, you have to wonder, don't you? Yeah,
that's what that's going to be. I need you to make. If you got to see, I need you to make another. There you go. And then he says, you know, soon Dougie Jones will come back and he'll be there. That he'll be back forever.
But then weirdly, it's like almost like if that was just Cooper, like just having a life with Janie and Sonny.
I don't think he wants that. He wants to be with the FBI.
Yeah, no, I agree. But
He enjoys being Cooper too much, but he'll quite happily give them a Cooper to have.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, oh fuck! It was just so fan pleasing. But then, I mean, going back to the start as well, I'm loving the dispatching of characters.
Yeah.
And how, you know, like, with something like... Right, I'm not going to get shitty about Game of Thrones, but one thing about Game of Thrones is the fact that it feels like every character death feels like a proper event in that fucking show. And it feels like, holy shit, wow, bloody hell. Whereas, with this, it's like, right, Caleb Landry-Jones is going to shoot himself in a fucking forest.
Yeah.
Richard Vaughn's going to go up to that fucking thing and just get electrocuted and blow up. And then and the Cooper's just going to say, goodbye, my son, and just walk off. You know, Amanda Seyfried, we've probably seen the last of her.
Maybe.
You know, I mean...
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, the whole kind of, like, the Shelley being with fucking James. And, like, is that actually going to come back up, or is it just going to be like, right, Shelley's with James now?
I think that could come back up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the English guy with the fist is obviously going to have some sort of impact.
With Cooper. With bad Cooper.
What, you think he's going to...
Punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Okay, yeah, that would be good. Yeah, so... I like the fact that it's set up quite a lot of dominoes, and some of them it just seems to, like, bat away and just go, fuck it. You know, and I mean, that's, like... A lot of other shows, Richard Vaughan would have been, like, the...
The big bad.
Yeah. You know,
or a some kind of bad. In this, he's just an incidental dick face.
yeah, exactly. He's introduced as a shit, and he just dies in a really fucking pathetic way.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a canary in a coal mine, and he's gone. You know, which is great. And also, by the way, the look Naomi Watts gives Cooper when they're driving in the car.
The car, yeah.
Fuck, man. Naomi Watts does some really good I'm turned on looks.
She fucking does. Because you're looking at her going, you naughty, naughty lady.
Yeah, no, exactly. Just like the fucking scene where she's shagging him like she's fucking inflating a mattress. Yeah, I mean, just the way his arms are just kind of like vibrating almost. They're wonderful. But yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know. It absolute joy. But just Ed and Norma and this. It's like I say. I don't know how the final two-parter won't be like satisfying now. If this is the end, Lynch has written it for an end, and it does feel like he's not going to blue ball people.
Yeah, it's.
And Frost. Sorry, I keep on saying Lynch, but Lynch and Frost.
Yeah, it's been. The past 4 or 5 episodes have been just fucking magnificent for me.
Yep.
It's been amazing, and I'm a little bit terrified of watching it because that's it, or it probably will be it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to say goodbye again.
Yeah, man, it's going to be intense. I mean, I'll be up about 5 o'clock Monday morning to watch it before work. I'm going to have to. There's no way I can get through a 10-hour shift. Knowing that's got between me and peaks.
My Monday night will be that.
Fuck, man,
I cannot wait.
It's been fucking special. It
has.
It really, really, really hasn't been a letdown.
Come TV award season, this fucking McLaughlin is going to clear up.
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? You'd really like to think so. And I mean, like, fuck, man, I think Naomi Watts should be getting some attention. Fucking the deaths of Tim Roth and Jennifer Jason Leigh as well, just glorious. Like, Tim Roth, he got fucking riddled with bullets.
Yeah.
Christ.
Even that bit, it just, that's just magnificent. Should we skip what we've been watching and just cover up next week?
If you want, yeah.
Yeah, just because I'm going to mess off my missus saying that they're ready in about 10 minutes.
Fuck, I mean, how many have you got?
You can do yours if you want. I'll just not do mine because mine are rewatched anyway.
I'm just trying to figure. Fuck, what the fuck have I watched? Right, because I just very quickly, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no. I've got. Let's say I've got about 10 minutes, so I'm for a little bit longer.
All right, just okay, real quick then. So, Mayhem, Joe Lynch's new one.
Oh yes.
Like just slightly tying in with Adam Wingard as well, because like Joe Lynch, he's kind of like one of those kind of like new breed of like the new horror directors. They kind of feels like they were coming up around about the same point. But Lynch has had a rough ride of late. Nights of Badassdom got taken away from him. Everly didn't go very well. But he's back with Mayhem. Played Fright Fest this past Sunday. It's I believe Shudder have got the rights to it over here. So it'll just be on Shudder. And it's a good time. Basically, there's this virus that has outbreaks every now and then, which causes basically temporary unleashing of the id. And in a court case, it's basically been like it's in law essentially that anything you do while under the influence of this virus, you will not be held accountable for. So it's almost like the Purge in that aspect. The virus gets into this office. They got 8 hours until the kind of like the antivirus starts kicking into people, and the office is basically quarantined off. Steven Yeun, I don't know how to pronounce his name, from The Walking Dead, plays this office worker who's just been fired. Basically, he was set up for something he didn't do. He's trapped in the building, partners up with a woman who's been fucked over by his company of lawyers, and they basically do battle against the other office workers. It's very fun. It's throwaway, it's no great shakes, but it's a really, really fun hour and a half of your time. Obviously quite low budget, but has quite a bit of fun with it. It's a good, gory, entertaining time. I got a written review on Vodzilla, but it's worth if you've got Shudder, it will definitely be worth an hour and a half of your time.
Ah, nice.
And A Message from the King. So this is the...
Oh, yes, you watched this, didn't you?
Yeah. Netflix film from Fabrice Duweld, who directed Calvaire.
And
he did something else as well, but I can't remember the name, so never mind. Chadwick Boseman. He stars as a South African guy who gets a phone message from his sister, and she's basically in trouble. Downtown LA, he soon discovers about 15 minutes into the film that she has been murdered. Some really fucking gnarly images of her corpse, which is fun. And he basically goes on a revenge mission to find out who was behind it. Who's essentially the ringleader of this whole thing? A dentist played by Luke Evans.
Of course.
Yeah. Gets quite nasty. Actually, pretty fucking gnarly in points. Ticks the revenge thriller boxes. But is quite good while doing so. Quite stylish, quite intense, decent score. Boseman very good. Kind of doesn't really feel like a film of this time. Almost kind of 70s in its gnarly depiction of downtown LA.
And that's certainly what they're looking going for, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I had a good time with it, actually.
I'll get to that sooner rather than later then.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. But yeah, that was it. Just get those couple off my chest, basically.
Cool. I'll actually quite like to watch both of them, to be honest. I'm quite glad you did. So we have a couple of questions. Steve Dixon at the Great SD. With the comeback of Steven Soderbergh, which other actors or filmmakers would you like to see back? Rick Moranis for me.
Hackman.
Yeah, Hackman for me. But straight away, when I saw that question pop on my phone, it was Gene Hackman. Just Gene Hackman. Rick Moranis is a solid answer, but Gene Hackman is the answer.
I don't think there is another answer. His last credit was Welcome to Mooseport.
Oh, God, it was, wasn't it?
The thing is, because you could say Sean Connery, but I don't think he can be fucked.
And to be honest, I've never got on with Connery that well.
Oh, really?
No, I've always found him to be an unpleasant screen presence.
An unpleasant screen presence?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just, I like the way those words combine.
You've gone very quiet all of a sudden.
Oh, sorry. Hello?
There you go. You went very quiet all of a sudden.
Sorry, I was readjusting. Hackman is the answer, isn't he? Because you could say Pesci, but Pesci's going to be back. Sorry?
Yes, Pesci, but I want to watch Welcome to Mooseport now.
I don't think I do.
I think I might. It's one of the only ones I've not actually seen.
I don't think I could. Just knowing it's his last credit, I don't think I could do it.
Actually, I think that's the only...
Is that the only Gene Hackman film you've not seen? Because if it is, then I think you have to get Welcome to Mooseport watched this week.
It is. It's the only Gene Hackman film I've not seen. I've got to watch that this week, haven't I?
Yeah, you do.
Alright, fuck it. I don't see... I would never have classed myself as being as that big a Gene Hackman fan.
I would
until a few years ago.
Yeah.
But then it's not like I've watched all of these in the past few years. But yeah, it's Gene Hackman for me, certainly. And then I'm sure we got another question. I'm sure I saw.
Rick Kidd had one. I know he did.
Yes, Rick Kidd, Rick J. Kidd. I keep hearing that it's been a dreadful summer blockbuster season, but I've seen a lot of great stuff. Has it really been that bad? No.
No, I don't know. It's been as mixed as any summer blockbuster season has, I'd say.
It's one of those things. Whenever anyone says, "Oh, it's not been a great year for film," you've not been watching enough.
Quite,
Simple as that. There's some great shit out there. I think things are tempered by the fact that there's so much build up to stuff. We know what's out in 3 years' time.
Yeah.
That takes the edge off a little bit.
I think that's a really good shout, that, man. Yeah.
And so I think that is the thing. No, I think it's been fine. I don't think there's been... Has there been an absolute fucking stinker?
A stinker? No, I mean, like, Transformers The Last Night is probably my worst of the summer, and I didn't hate it.
I'd agree with that. I don't think there's been an absolute stinker. Has there been an absolute fucking Stonewall classic? No, probably not.
I thought War for the Planet of the Apes was fucking great.
You did, yeah. But then
Dunkirk was fantastic.
That was fantastic. Dunkirk was great. I thought Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was brilliant. So, yeah, it's been a good summer.
Yeah, it has.
Every summer it gets to the end of the summer and people go, "Oh, it's been a very good summer for films, isn't it?" It's like, hasn't it? We've had a fucking blockbuster every week. That looks fucking magnificent to me.
I don't know. I mean, like, the Emoji Movie would be my worst, and it's the Emoji Movie, of course it is.
It's the Emoji Movie. It's as insignificant as any emoji.
We have an email, very, very brief,
cool.
from Marcus. Which great film will you never see again? His is Pulp Fiction. He says, I overwatched it years ago and would happily never see it again.
Yeah, that's a good shout for the reasons for why I'm not watching it, because there are films where you go, do you know what? I've worn it out.
There are two for me.
Well,
Videodrome. Never, ever going to watch Videodrome ever again. Ever. That fucking... I mean, it's great, but fuck. And Thomas Vinterberg's The Hunt, which is the most uncomfortable experience I've ever had in a cinema. That fucking film, man, like, it is so claustrophobic.
That's the Mads Mikkelsen one, isn't it? Yeah.
Sorry?
That's the Mads Mikkelsen one, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like he's basically accused of being a paedophile, and he's not, and it's just watching his entire world crash down, and it will actually kind of make you hate a kid. And it's almost
not... I love hating kids.
Yeah, fuck, man, you'll love this film then. But fuck, I couldn't take it. Like, I mean, I didn't walk out, but fuck, man, it's a brilliant film. I'll never watch it again.
Yeah, couple for me. Requiem for a Dream, because why the fuck would I want to watch that again?
It's a good shout,
but it's a great movie. Shooting Dogs, which I think is a fantastic movie, but is a fucking horrible movie to watch, in a similar way to Requiem for a Dream, in that sense. But there probably, I can't think of right now, there probably are a few that are great movies that I just fucking overwatched and watched too much that I just can't go back to now. But now I rewatch movies quite a lot. I'm quite a big rewatcher, so there is that taken into account as well. Yeah. So thank you very much for that question. It's a really fun, good question. Actually, all good questions this week. Actually, really solid. We do like answering them. But yeah, they were all solid questions. What are we covering next week, Ian?
Okay, so got a bit of a choice here. So releases next week. Patty Cakes, the Sundance film that has been getting good reviews, but doesn't seem essential. Stratton, the Dominic Cooper action thriller thing directed by Simon West. The Limehouse Golem. So that's the fucking Jack the Ripper one with Bill Nighy.
Yeah.
Those are the big releases. I'll be honest, I would be up for actually going back and reviewing either Detroit or American Made.
Yeah, I'm up for that. Let's do one of those. We'll decide which one.
I might... Stratton and Limehouse Golem I might actually get to be honest, but if it was like I can only make one cinema trip, I'd actually rather do Detroit or American Made than either of those. American Made also doesn't even come out in US cinemas until next month. So for like non-UK listeners, that might be all right.
I've sort of a few people who've seen that and they've all said it's a fucking lot of fun.
Yeah, but I mean, like people are raving about Detroit as well. So yes. we'll see. Basically, I'll leave it up to you. I'll see whatever.
Right, we'll have a look at that. I'll work out what I can get to.
Sweet.
So yes.
Do you want to fucking just review that Evil Kid film as well? So at least.
Oh yeah, I assume we were going to do that. Yeah. So yes, that was episode 222. We thank you very much for listening. Couple of Patreon shows out. Ian's got one coming out of his review of Kes there. I've got hopefully 2 coming out in the next sort of week or so. Patreon at /Dude and the Monkey, dudeandthemonkey.com, at Ian Loring, at Dudeforce, at Dude and the Monkey, dudeandthemonkey@gmail.com. Is there anything I'm forgetting, Ian?
No, I think that's it, man. Leave you to it. Thank you very much for your time, guys.
Thank you very much for listening, guys.
Bye-bye.